Cardiff Castle, Cambrian Way. Let's go. So, out on the trails again. This time taking on the Cambrian Way. I got the train this morning from Leeds, got me into Cardiff about lunchtime, walked up to the castle, then I came through Bute Gardens, which lovely gardens right in the middle of the city, following the River Taff, and I'm now actually on the Taff Trail for a little bit, which will take me a fair chunk of the way out of Cardiff. Let me tell you a bit about the Cambrian Way. So it was devised by a guy called Tony Drake, who wanted a route that went from south of Wales right to the north of Wales, passing through all the mountains where he could. So there's 41 checkpoints, starts at Cardiff Castle, ends at Conway Castle. So I've done the first checkpoint already. And it's known as the Mountain Connoisseurs route because it tries to find all the mountain tops on the route. So by definition, that must make me a mountain connoisseur. I'm under, though, no illusions about the toughness or the potential difficulty of this route. It's just under 300 miles, but there's 75,000 feet of ascent and descent. So that's pretty tough. That's a lot of ascent and descent averaging each day. So I've got an idea about what sort of time scale I'm going to be taking, but no definite plans each day. I'm going to go with how I'm feeling, how the weather is, because I want to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. I have reached Castlecock, which is a lovely fairy tale looking castle, but unfortunately it's having a bit of dentistry done to it. So that's about just over 6 miles on this morning, and it was this afternoon, and was quite pleasant actually. The walk out through Bute Park, along the Taff Trail, and along the Glamorgan Canal, which was a lovely quiet section, before a bit of a underpass and over footbridge part to get some road network to bring me up here to Castlecock, which is lovely. However, I do kind of feel that the Cambrian Way starts proper now. Onto the hills. This is lovely. Nice easy walking on this forest track, but there's no wind, so it's lovely and quiet, apart from the bird song. Oh, and the distant sound of the M4, but don't count that. There we go, my first Cambrian Way marker. That's nice to know I'm on the right track. I have reached the Three Bears Cave, or caves, which are actually quite impressive. Lovely feature. They've been used apparently in lots of television programmes, including Doctor Who. Hello, watch out, crossing the golf course. Somebody once asked me what was the most dangerous part of the Scottish National Trail, and I said when I had to cross a golf course when there were flying balls going all over the place. They thought I were joking. Golf course or Cape Wrath Trail, which is most dangerous? No question. Definitely a Lord of the Rings tree. I've reached this quarry and certainly got the best view of the walk so far. Certainly an open view. Looking over the Welsh valleys, fabulous. A sign of things to come. After a couple of hours on nice forest tracks, came to that road and that very nice looking pub. It was shut, so I couldn't find an excuse to go in. And now it looks like we're on a nice minor road heading for Machen, which is the next town, if you like, on the Cambrian Way. Right, passed through Machen and stopped at the co-op, got a bit of something to eat, which I'll probably do when I get to the top of here. But God, it's a steep little pull up, but on quite a nice track. And the sun is starting to come out, so it's also warmed up, even though it's, you know, early evening time now. Whew, I've got a sweat on. I'm on the top of Mynydd Machen, which I think is checkpoint 3. Got a lovely view here, back over to Cardiff, where I came from this morning, so I can see where I've walked. You can also see here over the Severn Estuary, around to Newport. Yeah, cracking little viewpoint. Right, I'm having my tea here, got some pasta from the co-op, and then I'm going to probably wild camp somewhere fairly close to this point, I would think. I think I've done sort of 26k, 16.5 miles this afternoon and the early part of this evening. And I had a late night last night. Me and Judith were out at a gig in Richard Ascroft, so I only got about 5 hours sleep, so I don't want to be walking too much longer. But the sun's come out, it's lovely. Quiet. I haven't met anybody this afternoon. No, sorry, no, I met one person walking the dog. That's all. From Castle Cock. I mean, Butte Park was busy, but yeah, it's been quiet. I'll get this down. The tent is up. It's not the most perfect pitch. It's on a bit of a slope, but I was dropping down off the summit towards the town at the bottom, and there were quite a few people with motorbikes on one of the other hills, so I just thought, oh, I'll get out of the way. So I've come the other way a little bit and just got out of the way and found a spot, and it's fine. It's going to be dry tonight, so it'll be perfect. And just enjoy some of the evening sunshine. Well, that was first day done. A taste of things to come. That last ascent was quite hard at the end of the day, and my hips just feeling it a bit, but I can look at that lovely view. That's where I'm heading tomorrow, over those hills over there. Ah, that's not a bad view from a tent there, is it? For an evening, lovely. Right, but time for some shut-eye. I got my brew. Night of 1,000 dreams. But it was a very calm night, quite a bit of condensation on the tent. No blue sky this morning, a bit cloudy picture, but get up and get cracking. Nice brew this. Oh, lovely. So this is the spile heap ahead, where all the motorcyclists were having fun last night. So I turned away and camped just on back on the other side of the hill away from them. Underway then on day 2. So on day 2, dropping steeper back down to the valley, and then got 2 big ascents today to do really. One up, I think it's called Twmbarlwm, that's what I'm going to pronounce it anyway, and then the second one later on out of Pontypool onto the hills up there. Cloudy, but it looks like it's going to break probably the cloud at some point, so it's nice to get an early start before the sun really gets up. But just on the moment, following this road, I'm going to go down into the valley. I've crossed the valley and I'm now just heading on this nice little towpath by the canal for a little bit before I've then got to turn up and do the climb up to Twmbarlwm. Whew. Hopefully get that done before the heat of the day really starts. Well, this is the top of Twmbarlwm. And what an interesting place it is. It's the site of I think of an old Celtic fort, and then was subsequently used by the Romans for a lookout. And then later I think there was a Machen castle there in Norman time, so real steeped in history. It's a great lookout, lovely view. I can look back out here as well to Mynydd Machen, where I was camped near the Mass, and then slightly to its left out towards Cardiff where I started. A bit misty and hazy, but the sun's coming through now, so it's warming up. I'm going to have a little 10-minute break here, I think. Have a little drink and a bite to eat. Just want to give a bit of a shout out as well, a bit of a thank you to Dave Goodman and Snowy Matrix, whose video series kind of put me onto the Cambrian Way. I suppose that's the great thing about YouTube, isn't it? People post all these different trails, because there are some great trails in the UK. It's just sometimes a case of finding out where they are. This is a lovely section. I'm going to enjoy this next hour. This is cracking. Reached the super narrow kissing gate that it talked about in the Cambrian Way guidebook. Let's see if I can squeeze through. Oh, flipping heck. Oh, you know what? There we go, look at that. Absolutely. Oh, I don't know, hang on, look. Right, there we go. Absolutely fine. You couldn't defeat me, kissing gate. Okay, right. On this track then. It's nice to get a bit of shade in this section. The heat of the sun is starting to appear, but as I've said before, never complain when the sun shines in the UK. Gotta enjoy it while you can. Stocked up on some fluid at a petrol station there in Pontypool, and we just passed through those really impressive gates on the entrance to this park. So the second part of today, I've got another climb again now, past the grotto, the folly, and then onto Little Mountain. So that sounds very interesting, doesn't it? But I'm just going to take it nice and steady because it's getting very warm. Don't want to sweat too much. just past the folly, which was rebuilt in 1994 after being demolished during the Second World War, because apparently it was a landmark for enemy bombers. But get a nice view from the top of there, no doubt about it. Right, for me, the path now heads on. We're going along a long ridge. This path first will skirt round Little Mountain. Just had a couple of minutes break on the path after crossing the moorland. Out of fluid, so I'm relying on, I know there's a spring in about 2 or 3 kilometres that I'm pretty confident there'll be water there, so need to get to that. They say don't complain about the sun. Tell you what, it's really hot down here. I'm getting a sweat on just sitting down. But that moorland cross is nice. Let's get up to, was it Blorenge? That's the next port of call. Yep, good stuff. There you go. Even the sheep are doing siesta this afternoon. It's too hot for them. I've got the good, the bad and the ugly song in my head. I've been going up this slope going wah wah wah, wah wah wah. Is that a bad omen? I'm about to perish of heat stroke. I don't think so. Not that I'm making light of heat stroke, of course. So, particularly when you're on your own on a day like today where it is very hot and you're carrying a big backpack, you've got to be aware of it. So I'm just mentally checking in now and again that the old brain function is still going well, that I'm drinking plenty of fluids, which I've done until now. But of course now I've got no fluids until I get to this spring. But yeah, you've got to keep it in mind, otherwise it can creep up on you. And I am also deliberately drop the pace, so I'm trying to make sure you can't avoid not sweating, but I'm not over sweating. I'm just keeping the pace really steady, a gentle plod, not pushing it at all. Talking of heat stroke, I'm reminded of the story about 10 years ago where 3 soldiers died while they were doing SAS training, in fact not far from here in the Beacon Beacons, where I'll be going in a couple of days. And shortly after that I took a group of kids on an army camp for a week's work experience, and the sergeant there was telling me about it, or his thoughts on it. He'd tried the SAS training course a few years before that, and he said the pressure's really on to complete that course. You only really get one chance at it. So he said that all those young men will have been under will have put themselves under a lot of pressure to complete that course, and they were carrying, you know, far heavier backpacks than I was, and probably just pushed themselves to the absolute limit, which of course unfortunately led to the death. So it's just it's a reminder you can't take heat stroke lightly. And as I say, you've really got to take it easy on days like this. Can't be pushing it too hard. And also take on plenty of fluid. Don't know if you can hear, there's a sound of bees in the heather. Alright, I'm aiming for the 2 masts. They don't seem to be getting any closer. Is it a mirage perhaps? I hope not. Ah, the cotton grass reminds me of the Pennine moors back home. At last the masts are here. So So then I've got a nice walk out here to that top there, Blorenge. That was the top of Blorenge. Got a nice view from there, looking over to the hills I've got to over the next couple of days. Looked a bit daunting when you looked at them like that, but they're coming up. But now, when you come off Blorenge, there are a couple of options. There's a direct route and there's a longer, less direct route. And I'm going to be taking the latter because the latter will pass the Punch Bowl, which is a little lake, and that's where I think I'm going to camp tonight. I'm just approaching 20 miles for the day, and I'm not sure there's going to be much after that before Abergavenny. So if there's something there, that's where I'm going to stop. Oh, Punch Bowl, lovely spot, and I was planning on camping there. There's a couple of things that have put me off. First of all, the water, which I'd have to, obviously I could filter the water and boil it, but even so, lots of bird poo in it, and there's no inflow and outflow from the from that little lake either, so it's very stagnant. Didn't fancy it. And the second thing is they've got no camping signs up all over the place. And well, yeah, I just can't bring myself to camp there. Somebody's gone to the bother of putting no camping signs up, even though, I don't know, yeah. I'm tired. So what I'm going to do now, no idea. I'm going to have to keep walking. Okay, this is by no means what I'd planned. But I actually found a nice little spring 100 yards away from me, so I managed to get some, you know, decent water. It's coming straight off the mountain, through the mountain, so yeah, that's nice. So just found the first place I could. I don't know how many kilometres I've done today, but it's been a long day in the heat, so yeah, I just needed to stop. So it will do. I'm going to get some food on now straight away because I'm hungry. Well, that's me. Had my tea. Even managed a bonus wash in the stream, which is nice. Feel better for that. Needed it. So I'm going to get down, get straight to sleep, and then try and have an early start again in the morning if I can. Yeah, a long day today. The first part of this morning was lovely, up Twmbarlwm, I think what they call it. Yeah, Twmbarlwm. Really lovely. Great view from the top there. In fact, all that bit to Pontypool was nice. And the first chase after it was just that bit up to the radio mast that just seemed to take ages. Oh, that was hard work. Maybe the heat was coming on as well though, but yeah, nothing easy so far. But tomorrow, a lot of ascent tomorrow as well. I think it's going to be hot again, so yeah, early night.